This is the brand new Volkswagen Tayron R-Line. Looks familiar? Well, yes, you are right. This is basically a Tiguan with a longer wheelbase, a new name, and it has an additional third row of seating. And it's also got a lot more features, and more importantly, it's also assembled right here in India as opposed to the Tiguan R-Line, which was a CBU. Does it offer more practicality? Does it offer more fun? And is it now the perfect three-row SUV that you can buy for yourself and your family? Well, let's find out. The most crucial difference between this and the Tiguan R-Line is the fact that it has an additional row of seating. So it has a third row. So that means it's technically a 7-seater. But how good is that? We are going to start our review by sitting in the third row first and foremost. So now getting in, you realize that the cabin is all black. And the biggest problem with this is that it doesn't come with a one-touch tumble-down function like you must have seen in a Kia Carens or something much cheaper. Now this has this latch over here, so the seat only folds half and then you can just slide it and then you have to get in. Now this is not the nicest third row for sure, because you sit with your knees pointing up. I'll pull the second row back up. Well, once you have pulled the seat back, well, there is no leg room, there's no knee room, and knees are actually just stuck here. And of course, the floor is quite high. The seat under thigh support, there's nothing. The seat squab is quite comfortable for sure, and the headrest is also a nice touch. But overall, it feels very cramped. The interior is all black, so you don't have any sense of space as well. It feels very claustrophobic. And in terms of creature comforts, well, there's nothing apart from a cup holder on this side, and there's absolutely nothing. There is a 12-volt socket at the back, but it is quite far from me, and no USB Type-C ports. So if you want to charge your phone, so you're not going to enjoy this place as well. So overall, I think it's best suited for children, like really small children, because anyone above 8 years old, they'll definitely feel that they're caged in here. And adults, well, I think you have to sit here only when it's really urgent. Otherwise, I don't think you can survive here for more than an hour for sure, because it is really tight, it is really cramped.
The second row in comparison is where the Tayron shines. It's spacious, comfortable and well equipped, making it a genuinely pleasant place to spend long hours on the road. In terms of creature comfort, Volkswagen has clearly gone to town to load the Tayron with as many features as they could. The front seats are ventilated, heated and come with a proper massager and extendable thigh support, also gets memory function. There's even a heated steering wheel. Among other highlights, it gets a panoramic sunroof, level 2 ADAS, 3-zone climate control, ambient lighting, gesture control tailgate and a 700-watt Harman Kardon sound system. The main highlight in the cabin though is the massive 15-inch touchscreen. It's crisp, responsive and easy to navigate. But what's less impressive is the heavy reliance on touch controls for basic functions like air conditioning, and this can be a little fiddly on the move. Similarly, the camera quality is subpar and unacceptable at this price point. On the upside, the build quality is classic Volkswagen. The doors close with a reassuring thud, panel gaps are consistent and the ergonomics are spot on. Speaking of design, the Tayron R-Line is basically an XL-sized Tiguan R-Line. The wheelbase has increased by 109mm and at 4.8 meters in length, it's around 250mm longer than the Tiguan. In profile, it looks noticeably bigger with long overhangs that make it appear more estate-like than a butch SUV. But it retains the sleek, sporty and understated design of the Tiguan. It doesn't scream for attention, but it has presence. The illuminated Volkswagen logo and light bar at the front and rear add some visual drama, and these are probably the only slightly flashy bits in an otherwise subtle design.
The driver's seat. This is where you should be if you want to enjoy the Tayron R-Line. And you know, as the case with all Volkswagen, this is all about driving pleasure and the driving experience that is so typical of a Volkswagen vehicle. So in terms of driving dynamics, well, yes, it is up there with the best. It feels tied down, it feels great to drive, it's very involving. And even in terms of outright performance, this is powered by a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine. That's the only option that's available. So the power goes to all four wheels via Volkswagen's all-wheel drive, and it is paired to a 7-speed DSG gearbox. So in terms of outright performance, you know what to expect here, because this is again a typical Volkswagen engine, a high revving turbo petrol engine. It is fun. You've got these paddle shifters. It feels quite snappy. It is a familiar affair because we've already experienced this in the Kodiaq and even the Tiguan R-Line. So yes, this engine is thirsty, but it delivers oodles of fun. Now, there are a total of 6 driving modes, including individual. So in sport, it is very aggressive, it is very snappy, and the gear shifts are also quite aggressive. So if you have someone sitting in the third row, so you might want to take it a little slow. In comfort, more and individually, you can change the setting for the gearbox. Now, where it differs from the Kodiaq and the Tiguan R-Line is in terms of its ride and handling balance. Now, the Tiguan R-Line, because it is a CBU and it's UK spec, so the suspension is a little firm and you can definitely feel it. It's not comfort oriented. Whereas the Kodiaq, well, it being a Skoda, it definitely feels more comfort oriented. Well, this on the other hand, well, it definitely feels more Kodiaq-like, but it still has that Volkswagen driving pleasure. In the sense, the steering definitely feels a little more alert and it is well weighted compared to the Kodiaq, but it's not as sporty as, let's say, the Tiguan R-Line. And overall, the road holding also, it feels a little better than the Kodiaq. Again, there's nothing wrong with the Kodiaq. I think there's not a lot of difference, but this definitely feels slightly sharper than the Kodiaq. And in terms of its ride quality, it's much better than the Tiguan R-Line because that's firm. This is quite supple. This is quite soft in that sense, but it's not Kodiaq soft. So I think Volkswagen in that regard has found a sweet spot between the Tiguan R-Line and the Kodiaq, and this is sort of the best of both worlds. So if you ask me, I prefer this setup over both those cars because the Tiguan is a little more sporty and the Kodiaq is a little more comfort oriented. So this drives really well. If you are driving around a set of bends, you're definitely going to enjoy this despite its longer wheelbase. It feels stable, it kind of shrinks around you. So in that regard, it is a typical Volkswagen. So if you're someone who wants the best of both worlds, in the sense you want the comfort and you want the driving pleasure as well, I think this right now is the new benchmark.
Sadly, the India spec Tayron doesn't come with DCC or adaptive dampers. Now, it's not a deal breaker per se, but it would have been nice to get an extra layer of adjustability considering this is a more driver-focused SUV.
Now, ultimately, why should you buy the Tayron R-Line? Well, of course, you have the Kodiaq, so if you want comfort, you can always go for the Kodiaq. But if you want more features, if you want more performance, in the sense how your SUV makes you feel, I think this is a better bet because it drives definitely slightly better than the Kodiaq and it has a lot more features as well in terms of creature comforts. And ultimately, it all depends on how Volkswagen prices it, because considering this is a CKD, well, I'm guessing it will have a sticker price close to 50 lakh rupees ex-showroom. I'm expecting that it will come at that price. And in that price bracket, I think if you want an SUV that's great to drive, if you want an SUV that's great on comfort, of course, space is a little tight at the back for the third row, but that's the case with the Kodiaq and even the Fortuner if you are going to buy a proper 4x4. So yes, in that department it lacks, but again, it's good to have that functionality. But overall, a lot depends on how Volkswagen prices it. And lastly, if you ask me, if you're planning to buy an entry-level luxury SUV like the X1 or the Q3 or the GLA or a Volvo XC40, well, I think this makes a lot more sense because the drive quality is more or less similar. In fact, in some cases better, and it has the performance. And on top of that, it has a lot more features and a lot more space as well. So again, if you don't much care about the badge, I think the Volkswagen Tayron R-Line, well, that makes a heck of a lot of more sense.